So this is the type of fight that kind of hurts, man. This post fight's gonna be a little rough for me. Bernard Hopkins, what he's meant to me as a boxing fan. First time I ever watched Bernard Hopkins, I was a young dude, young cat. I watched him versus Felix Trinidad. I had heard of his name before. He was quite connected to Roy Jones Jr. At that time, during that place in Hopkins' career, a lot of people had questioned whether Roy Jones was ducking Bernard Hopkins, and to a degree he did. Bernard Hopkins, I don't think a lot of people understand what he meant to boxing, bro. Just his title defenses, just the sheer what he would go into the ring and do to guys who were feared, how he would make them look. And I think that's what hurt tonight. That's what that's what I saw. I knew it was over. I was done. Somebody tried to tell me that Joe Smith was a dangerous opponent, and for everything that Bernard Hopkins has done in boxing, and for me as a fan, a fight fan, I wanted to believe that Hopkins could figure it out, because that's the kind of dude. Hopkins to me was like Superman in boxing. I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, a lot of people have like their favorites in the fight game, right? And you're trained, and to the layman, you were gonna say, "Oh yeah, Muhammad Ali is your favorite fighter, right?" Or Mike Tyson is your favorite fighter. But Bernard Hopkins is the guy who got me into the little nuances of the game. Who he was the fighter who I started to look at. Wait, oh, is that why he does this with his feet? Is that why he clinches after a barrage of punches coming at him? Is that why he has this sneaky uppercut? Is that why he turns his opponent clockwise, counterclockwise? Is that why he moves in and out? Is that why he has these herky-jerky shoulder moves? It's everything Bernard Hopkins did, right? And I don't think a lot of people understand. He did because he had an unbelievable, and he still does, and you saw it tonight. His body just couldn't give it to him. He started to figure Joe Smith out, and he started to like almost, let me think. What's those snakes? Help me out, fellas. But you guys know those snakes that just dance, they lull you to sleep, and then dart right at you. And Bernard had figured it out, right? But his body just couldn't give it to him anymore. He had tapped into the well one too many times, and you saw it. So, for me, this was an inevitability, but it is still heartbreaking because of what Bernard meant to me as a pioneer in this sport. Okay, and I don't want to hear anybody talk about, or look at this fight and start laughing and saying he got knocked out and so on and so forth. What Bernard Hopkins did, even able to sneak those little counter right hands, was an achievement. This man is over 50 years old, okay? Show some respect, and that's what I'm going to do as a boxing fan, is to show some respect. Congratulations to Joe Smith. I look forward to seeing some more of you. I will sit here and say this, that you were right. I believe during the fight, was it like the third or fourth round? I think it was maybe a little later in the fight, but I believe Roy Jones Jr. was talking about how in a fight interview, Joe Smith Jr. said there's a reason Bernard Hopkins chose him. I think we saw that after the third round. Joe Smith does a lot of following around. He's got to clean that up. He's got to learn how to cut the ring off a little bit better, because as he fights guys who are younger, I mean, he did knock out Fanfare, man. And I got to say, Fanfare is one of my favorite Polish fighters. And I got to sit here and keep it real. He's going to fight guys a little bit more athletic, and he's got to not follow them around because, again, there were little openings that if a younger Bernard Hopkins was in the ring with him tonight, it would have been a lot different of a fight. But no, I'm not trying to take any credit away from Joe Smith. Joe Smith Jr., congratulations. Enjoy the victory. I look forward to seeing some more of you. What else? Oh, and I just want to talk about one last thing. And I know this video was about, Bernard Hopkins, but you can't talk about Bernard Hopkins and not talk about Roy Jones Jr. The way Roy Jones Jr. was talking tonight, honest to God, man, I don't want to see Roy in the ring no more. Okay? Because early on in that fight, if you listen to the commentary, Roy Jones Jr., he paid respect to Bernard Hopkins, which is what he should have done. But he also, you could tell in his voice that, but Roy Jones wanted Bernard Hopkins to win this fight for different reasons. And I just need to implore people, like, listen, these two are legends, man. Legends. Bernard Hopkins, the only reason he's able to get out of the game and still be somewhat the same, because I've even said this, I know, shout out to Big Mike Sowell, he said it, that Bernard Hopkins, and he also said Roy Jones is starting to sound like they are not quite all there, and it's clear as day they're not sounding like they all clear as day. Man, did Big Mike say it was B-Hop? I think it was a video about Roy Jones, but regardless of the fact, I'm telling you that the speech pattern of Bernard Hopkins is not the same as it was just 10, 15 years ago. A lot of you guys don't know. And Roy Jones is significantly diminished. So I just want these legends to get out the game safely. It's your boy Questex. I've rambled on way too long. I want to wish my brothers in the LDBC a good weekend. I am out. Peace.